Welcome back. In today's video, we'll be learning about CI/CD and we'll be learning everything about the Git configuration and how UAT and production deployment happens. So this one we'll be learning only as a theoretical way, but this one I will be showing a small demo. So now uh, in this part, we'll be learning what are the types of productions we have, like environments we have. Production is the one where the end user will be using, and development is where we perform all the development. And testing and UAT is usually pre-production. But coming to the data engineering part, production is something where we actually dealing with the real data, where development is where we are dealing with like another dev related URLs, not an actual data, not an actual user data. So test mostly sometimes will be performing using actual data, but once everything is working in testing, then we will be deploying in production. And now Git configuration will only configure for dev alone because we'll be not be configuring for each and every environment separately. Whatever we configure in dev, we straight away publish that to test and production. And so what actually happens is once we create that git configuration in dev environment, so it automatically creates an arm template where the testing and production uh, environments will be created. I mean will be accessing the same skeleton of the ADF and everything, the configuration and what things steps to take. So test and production, we of course will be having our own separate resource group for these testing and production separately, and the ADF whatever we have internally, I mean the only the pipelines and the server and the data sets and everything, only that the ARM template consists of, and whatever the remaining outside the area we have to create them upfront. Now coming to the Git configuration, so Azure Data Factory supports Git, but there is an important rule. A single ADF instance connects to a Git repo for authoring. You don't connect UAT and PROD, like I said, to the same repo and start editing there, because the production environments and the pre-production environments are only for reading purpose, not for any development over there. Now let's see a simple demo. Create a simple project in Azure DevOps. You can create a demo and you can leave it as it is. Since this is a free subscription, you won't find a release pipeline over here. So this is a repository, or you can create a new repository if you want. So let's see how we can configure. Just click on configure and Azure DevOps Kit, and you can see the directory over here, and you can also check the like switch directory, and you can check the direct what directory it is actually on, and project name demo, create a dev branch, or yeah. So ADF publish is a branch where, like I said, the test and production environment considers. So it doesn't consider the dev branch or any other. It only considers, and based on the ADF publish branch, these two environments get published. So on creating this, on configuring the repository, you can just click on publish. Actually, wait for a moment. Still publishing. Here and here you can see the files about all the files we have like dataset, factory, and integration runtime, link service pipelines. This is the dev branch, and if you go to ADF publish branch, here you can see we have this entire template consisting of all the configuration of the entire pipeline. So this is what the UAT and production prod environment consider. This is how the deployment happens using this particular file, and this is for the parameters completely. Whatever secrets we use, we can just simply uh, configure here, and this only applies for the dev. And for the production or for the UAT, you have to create a different level of parameters based on the data over there, like the connection string changes for the SQL server. Likewise, you have to change based on the environment. So usually you will see a release pipeline where that is where you actually create the new. It is it another environments. As of now, it is not showing because I have a free tier. So if you have a paid tier, you can easily see that. So on clicking it, again, it is a simple configuration way where you add, but make sure you only refer to the ADF publish branch, but not the main branch. So what happen is if you don't, after configuration, if you don't mention which branch to refer to the UAT environment, it runs both the branches and one branch fails and the other branch gets succeeded. So you don't want that extra run and wasting of resources. So you always make sure you refer this ADF publish, because while deployment, when you create a stage, it will simply ask you which repository and which branch to refer, and you just need to give these two and it just gets built. You just need to give enough time and make sure you already upfront created all the resource group and necessary elements for the production. So that's how you configure Git for the development. Like I said, we'll be not be using making a demo for the UAT and production because currently I was on a free tier. So later I will build a complete project including the CI/CD. So again, after creating that staging environment in the release pipeline, you have to enable the continuous integration as well, so that as soon as you make a changes or do a publish, it automatically also updates the production environment. So like I said, you never publish from UAT or prod, like they are not getting get integrated and must not allow live edits. So CI/CD flow basically is like developer merges the code, publish in development server, sorry, development environment, and then this updates the ADF publish with the new ARM templates, and this is read by the UAT and the prod environment. So you can also add approvals over there while creating the environments, where you can add your manager email so that the email goes to your manager and after his approval the deployment happens. So why ARM templates only? Production safe, declarative, and ensures consistency. Support environment parameterization. So parameters per environment. Each environment has its own parameter file. Like like I said, you have to create a different parameter file for each environment, and these controls the storage accounts, key vault names, IR names, and any environment specific settings. So this is one of the important element which we should know, but this is usually managed by the DevOps team if it is a big organization, and if it is a very small organization, you will be doing it by yourself. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.